Check, check. You are now listening to the Legends Lingo podcast, brought to you by CouchGuysSports.com. Here are your hosts, Al.
Buddy, you were targeted 6 times, you caught 2 receptions, and did nothing else.
Powder.
Yes, sir.
And Fiesta.
He hasn't done jack. They've won 1 cup and they made a lot of playoff appearances. But he is a snake, oily snake. He's a crook.
Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Legends Lingo podcast, episode 91, the Mark Savard episode. I am your host, Al. If you are watching this on YouTube, it might look a little different, but the way that I'm seeing it, I got Powder on my left. On the bottom, I got Fee. Again, it could look different. Get over it, you animals. Guys, what's up?
Nothing, Al.
Going good. So we have nothing, Al, and going good. Good. We're off to a good start. But as always, check out everything on Couch Guys Sports. Obviously, we are presented by CouchGuysSports.com. Check out everything on the website. There are going to be some changes coming, like these guys don't even know about. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see, and some other people might not know it, but it's going to be in effect very soon. Obviously, check out all the blogs. These guys write for the website. They do a great job on their blogs. Baseball, sports betting, whatever it is, go check it out. Go check out all the podcasts. Obviously, rate and subscribe to Legends Lingo. Okay, that's the first thing. Go rate and subscribe. And then obviously, you got the Chasers podcast. You got Small State Big Takes. You got all those other podcasts. It's a good time. Check out our Twitch channel, Couch Guys Sports on Twitch. Go give that a follow. Give that a subscription. But if nothing else, guys, be ready to just get into it?
Let's do it.
All right, so where do we begin with this first topic? I mean, really, where do we begin? So I guess
I have a suggestion. We already know what it is, so let's just throw it in the garbage and talk about what they need.
Okay, so let's give a real quick recap for anybody that might not have watched it, but that's not a bad idea either. So the Patriots played Week 5, their Week 5 game in Week 6. They're 2-2, now 2-3, unfortunately, against the Denver Broncos. This is a game that 9 out of 10 times, with normal practice time, a normal schedule, normal year, this is a game that the Patriots, they take care of business. They do their job, literally the Bill Belichick mantra, and take care of business. This past Sunday, I don't want to blame it on COVID because obviously everybody's going through it, so I understand that. But you have to think that a little bit of it is the fact that the players were out of their routine and they only had 2 practices. I know, like, I get that fee, and I get where you're coming from. You're not wrong with it. And we're going to get into that. But the Patriots end up losing to the Denver Broncos 18-12. The funniest part of all that to me is the fact that, well, 2 things. First of all, the Broncos didn't score a touchdown. They kicked 6 field goals, which is amazing. And I think the Patriots are 39-1 now when they haven't given up a touchdown in the Bill Belichick era. That was their first loss ever under Bill Belichick when they never gave up touchdowns. So that's amazing to me. But number 2, Drew Lock literally did his best to throw that game away. Literally. He threw 2 late interceptions that gave you a chance to come back and steal that game that you had no business winning at all. Like, none. No business at all to win. But it is what it is. I mean, it looks like next week against San Francisco is going to really tell the tale of this season, whether the Patriots have taken a significant step back or if it was just a fluke week. Me personally, I'm thinking it's the latter. I'm thinking it was just a fluke week with everything going on. I think we're going to see a much more crisp game, a better executed game. Now, will they win against the 49ers? I don't know. Because it depends on which San Francisco team do you get. Do you get the team that stunk it up against the Dolphins, or do you get the team that looked a lot better against the Rams?
I do have an update on the Niners.
So
Raheem Moorhead said is going to be out, so that's a big addition, a subtraction from the equation. So
that's huge. And we're going to get into the 49ers in a second. Not going to lie, Powder and I, we had Sunday softball right in the middle of the game. So we didn't catch the whole thing.
I did.
Not going to lie. Our expert, Mr. Facette, and the guy that just didn't happen to have a softball game in the middle of Sunday, watched the whole game. So, Fee, we're going to start with you. For anybody that's like us that didn't get the chance to watch the full game, why don't you break it down a little bit for us?
So I'll break it down this way. It felt the beginning part of the game felt like that Raiders game a few weeks ago. It was very slow paced. There wasn't a lot of energy from either team. I thought and then as the game went on, it just still didn't feel it. I thought this game was one of the weirdest games in not only the Patriots era, but I would say like Boston sports. Like this was one of those weird games that didn't have energy. You actually kind of felt like no fans in the stands had an impact. That was part of that. But also it's just they weren't prepared. I mean, practice, lack of practice, but also lack of talent. You could actually see for the first time a Bill Belichick team not have the talent. And also, I just want to say this. The Patriots had no business have that possession late in the game.
Oh, no, not at all. I agree with you 1,000% there.
No, they had no – the Denver Broncos played like wusses. I'll say that right now. They had an opportunity to go – they were up 12-3, and the Patriots stopped them. It was after a Cam Newton turnover. And they didn't go for on fourth down. It was like fourth and goal at the 1 or 1.5. I would have gone for it. Take the Patriots out of their misery. It was like they know that you're not going to score, and it kind of let them back in the game. They almost blew it because, like you said, Drew Lock. I mean, literally every throw he's throwing it down the field, and I thought he probably should have thrown 5 picks. Literally, I can count probably 4 times the Patriots should have picked him off. I thought the defense played great, for given the circumstances. There is something that I did notice a little bit that I've kind of done on Twitter today that some people don't like, but there's that with the defense that I think they need to address. We can talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, time out a second. No, you don't know what I'm going to say, so hold on a second. I had a lot of entertainment today when I was on my lunch break watching you on Twitter just get into these arguments with some people that are on our podcast, under our podcast umbrella. They know who they are, and we'll shout them out in a second. That's all I wanted to say with that.
No. I mean, it really wasn't an argument. I think it was a misunderstanding because they didn't understand how the cap worked. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know because I think I was given a good argument. I don't know. I was just like, I'm giving a good case of the certain player if he was available. But anyway, the offense, you clearly saw the needs. They need the offensive line healthy. I mean, they need David Andrews. They need Shaq Mason back from the COVID list. Even though he doesn't have COVID, they need him back. They need to get the offensive line healthy because it really felt like that was a mess. I don't want to say it right now. It looks like Julian Edelman's disinterested or he's really hurt and they're just throwing him out there just to throw him out there. And where's N'Keal Harry? I mean, like, get him involved somehow or he just needs to man up a little bit. I don't know. And it felt like the game felt drunk. And then it started sobering up towards the end, but it was too damn late. So I think offensively we've hit rock bottom a little bit,
and it would have been nice like on the last play that the Patriots had for Newton to complete that pass to Harry to put yourself in a better position.
That play signifies what's gone wrong with Patriots wide receiving core for the last like 3 years. Brady or Newton, that just like explained everything.
Yep.
Everything. So, I mean, that's why I saw it. This is one of those games, throw it in the dumpster. Hopefully they get a good week of practice, a normal week in the building. Hopefully that they have a good game plan. And hopefully they can win on Sunday because, I mean, they're kind of they should not be in this division race.
No, but they're still in it.
And Buffalo's has put up some very stinky games the last couple of weeks to keep you in the division.
Very true.
Being honest.
No, and you're right. Powder, we haven't forgotten about you. Yeah. We know you're still here. Give us a little bit on the game. I know we didn't get to watch the whole thing, but you probably saw highlights like I did and got to catch a little bit of it. Just give us your thoughts real quick on this stinker of a game.
Actually was unable to catch any of it. I listened to a bunch on the radio coming home from the softball game because I had to go get an anniversary card for my girlfriend, which our anniversary was yesterday.
Humble brag.
Humble
brag.
Yeah, all right, dude. We get it. You date somebody. Okay, I do too. I get it.
But what I don't get, one of the things I don't get is why they went for 2 on the first touchdown when kicking extra point keeps it at a 1-score game where if they miss, which they did, Now it's a 2-score game still. They kind of.
You want me to answer that for you? Because I can answer it.
Oh, let him go. He's been waiting patiently. Let him go. Let him talk.
I want to
first.
answer Powder's question. He's asking a question.
All right. Go ahead.
And I'll just answer it briefly. Actually, it was smart because at the end of the game, they had the position still to score. But it was supposed to be the position they kicked the field goal. The next possession, they were supposed to score a touchdown on that. That's essentially screwed up at the end. But they went for 2 correctly. It was just not the right play call. Also, the Kill Harry was open and
Cam missed that throw.
He
missed that throw.
There was some bad stuff.
And Fee, honestly, that's exactly what I was going to say. And Powder, it's the same thing. It was just, if you get that 2-point conversion, you're down 7, and then obviously a touchdown, you can tie the game, whatever. Yeah. So it was a smart play, but obviously when it doesn't work, you can look back on it and be like, why did you do that?
It was the smart decision. They just ran it was the game plan. They ran a very bad call.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead, Powder.
But yeah, and everything I heard and I watched, like Al and I were watching on our phone a little bit, like just obviously the game cast or whatever, seeing it. You can just tell they weren't – Al and I kept saying, throw the ball more. And then once they threw the ball over, they started getting chunks of yards. The running game wasn't working on Sunday. So, I don't know. Like Fiesta said, probably just a bad game plan. And they just weren't – obviously, I think practice would have helped, but they just weren't ready. And like I heard the first throw or the interception Cam had in the first quarter, like it was just a lazy throw. It's like you need to be better.
I finally saw that today, and I literally was like, ugh. Like that just looked gross.
No, that was just a gross play call just to begin with. It's just like you have.
But even the throw, but just the whole thing. Yes, the play call. Yes, the play call was disgusting.
I mean, you have a patchwork offensive line. Yeah, let's call a screen. Let's call a flip screen to go on the other side. Yeah,
the Josh McDaniel special, the screen pass, the Josh McDaniel specialty. But.
Yeah, you just can tell the Patriots need more weapons on offense. They're just not a good offensive team right now.
I know, and
so I do have a quick note because Phil Perry actually posted this. I retweeted it. He's actually showing a video where he's seeing if Cam hurt himself. And,
I saw that same one. Yep.
And that was interesting because they did finally get some rhythm, but then after that it just went south. But we'll see. I think we're done talking about this game.
Yeah, we're gonna move on because we're gonna be depressed all night. But Patriots now have a big test. They're at home against the San Francisco 49ers. Originally on the schedule, this game was supposed to come off a bye week. Now, when I saw the schedule, I said to myself, okay, they're on a bye week. They'll have 2 full weeks of practice, obviously before all the stuff with COVID and everything. But the thing now is you don't have that bye. You're coming off your worst game in the season. We're sitting here wondering about the direction of this offense because it's not looking that good right now. And like Fiesta said a little earlier, Raheem Mostert is going to be out on Sunday. That's great, but you still have to deal with George Kittle at tight end. You still have to deal with Deebo Samuel. Oh, and by the way, there's a little quarterback named Handsome Jimmy Garoppolo. And yes, he is a handsome man. I have no problem saying that. Jimmy Garoppolo is coming back to New England, and you better believe that he wants to stick it to you-know-who, to those 2 people that are still in the building, Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick. I know Belichick wanted to keep him around. I know that. I understand that. But especially Robert Kraft, he wants to say, you made a huge mistake by trading me. I could have been the future, and now you get to see what you're missing out on. So I have no doubt that Garoppolo, I think, is going to have a pretty good game back in his old, with his first team that he was drafted with. So do I think the Patriots keep it close? Yes. And I'm hoping that just because I've been wrong all year, I'm hoping I'm going to be wrong again in a good way this time. I'm going San Francisco 24, Patriots 17. I think it's a close game, but San Francisco just finds a way to sneak it out at the end, or the Patriots are driving down and they just don't convert. But I think it's going to be one of those games where maybe this Patriots team isn't as good as we think they are right now. Right now. Not saying a few weeks, just right now. So I got 24-17 San Francisco for my final score. Powder, I'm going to kick it to you first, and then we're going to go to Fee after before we move on. Just a few thoughts on the San Francisco game and your final score prediction.
I agree with you that Garoppolo really wants to play well in this game, but I still don't think San Francisco's offense is going to be that good. I don't think they've been great all year. So I think it's going to be Patriots 17, San Francisco 14. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Patriots just going to have a good week of practice and find a way to win this game. I think Belichick's going to be really hard on the players and say we need to find a way to win this game.
And not only that, you got a tough test week 7.
Yeah.
You got a real tough test.
Is it really a tough test anymore?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's a tough test.
I mean,
on the road
too.
On the road against potentially a team that's looking to overthrow you in the division, I call that a tough test. With this team, yes. The old Patriots teams, no. The old Patriots teams, this is just business as usual. But maybe with another week, I have the right to change my mind on that. But right now, yes, I say it's a tough test. Fee, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
I think the Patriots are going to win on Sunday. We don't know what San Francisco team is going to show up. They've been very inconsistent. You don't know what Jimmy G. If there's any coach that knows Jimmy G just as well, it's Bill Belichick. And he's hyping up George Kittle a lot. So I think George Kittle is not going to have a big game. So it's going to be on Deebo Samuel, and the running game is going to. I think they're going to run the ball a little bit, but it comes back to the Patriots' health. Is there going to be any more COVID flare-ups? But are they going to get their? Is Andrews going to come off the injury list? Are they going to get guys healthy? Are they going to make a trade this week? That's a possibility. I mean, it's 6:03 right now when we're recording. By the time we're done recording, they might make a trade tonight. So they're like, there's a lot. I think the Patriots are going to win. I'm going to say 21-17. I think it's going to be one of these weird games. Patriots are going to eke it out. They're going to look better, and then we're going to get some clarity. I do think they did hit rock bottom last week. I think they're going to play better. I think that the leadership in that locker room is a little too prideful. They're gonna come out and win this game this week. They're a little too prideful on what they're hearing, and prepare for a big game against Buffalo, who's allowing you still to be in this division. That's all I'm just gonna say.
Yes, they are allowing you to still be in this division after bad losses to Tennessee and Kansas City. I understand that, and you're right. We'll see what happens. You just win this week. Worry about winning this week.
Yep. Back
to 500, and then you set yourself up for a chance to overtake the Bills for first place in the division because of the tiebreaker. We're going to leave football at that. We are going to move into a little bit of baseball. But first, I have 2 questions. One for Powder and then one for Fiesta. Powder, what holiday is coming up?
Halloween.
Yeah, we got some Halloween. We got some trick-or-treaters out there. We got some kids in costumes. So, Fiesta, now I have a question for you. What does a guy call his best friends? His testes besties, of course, because Halloween is right around the corner, and you don't want to spook someone with that scary bush. Fee, I'm talking to you. Don't have that bush. Our friends at Manscaped want to make sure your boys downstairs are clean and best friends of their own. Manscaped is #1 in men's below-the-waist grooming and offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. You've known this forever now if you've listened to this. Roar. You might be Chewbacca, Bigfoot, or maybe just a hairy bear, but it's what's under the costume that really matters. Don't be that hairy guy, because Manscaped is forever changing the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. Inside the Perfect Package, you'll find that electric trimmer called the Lawnmower 3.0. This waterproof and skin-safe trimmer will reduce nicks to your pumpkins. You can also create less mess by trimming in the shower or using that Magic Mat disposable shaving mat. It's all part of the Perfect Package, so just stay with me. And, of course, let's not forget about the Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? The Perfect Package 3.0 also includes anti-chafing performance boxer briefs that keeps your package cool and smelling fresh all day. Wear them. They're great. I have a pair. They're incredible. For on-the-go freshness, you'll love the Crop Reviver Ball Toner Spray. It's time to get clean and mean with this Perfect Package 3.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code LLP at manscaped.com. Guys, stay sexy this Halloween because those boys will thank you. 20% off and free shipping with the code LLP at manscaped.com. Again, that's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use that promo code LLP. Trick or treat. Keep them neat.
Can I just make a comment before we move on? I might have to quit after that. might have to quit now.
Listen, talk to Manscaped, and Manscaped, we love you.
You can see your face now. Literally how you said that to me was really top 10 weirdest things that has happened on the show. And now we have video proof of that happening. So, yep.
There's a reason why I asked you the question. There's 1,000% a reason why I asked you the question, because I knew that you would be the one to just put your head down in your palm and be like, what is going on? Listen, we love Manscaped. Great products. Halloween's coming around the corner, so make sure you get stuff at Manscaped, 20% off and free shipping with the promo code LLP. Final topic of the night before we get out of here. Obviously, World Series is now happening. It's the Rays. It's the Dodgers. But we don't care about that as much. Obviously, we do. We're baseball fans, but there's a reason why we want the World Series to end so quickly. The Boston Red Sox right now, gentlemen, are without a manager. And we've been talking about this for several weeks. So a little pop quiz. Mr. Powder, who was the manager of the 2018 Boston Red Sox?
Alex Cora.
That would be Mr. Alex Cora. Fiesta, second question on the pop quiz. Who should be the guy that people should want back in Boston?
I believe it's Alex Cora.
It is Alex Cora. You would be correct on that. So there's been some stuff going around on the Twitter machine. You had Alex Cora tweet out blessed ×2. If you remember, a few years ago, he tweeted that out when he got the managerial position for the Boston Red Sox. So naturally, including myself, people are going to wonder, have the Red Sox talked about this? Obviously, they can't talk to Cora until after the World Series is over. But could it be that maybe he knows something that we don't? And former Legends Lingo guest Chris Cotillo of Mass Live tweeted this out the other day. Hashtag Cora Watch is on. Earliest his suspension can end his Saturday if there's a World Series sweep. Latest is next Wednesday, so we're within 10 days of some clarity there either way. So the Cora Watch is legit, and it's on. And Fiesta had a little tidbit on Christian Vasquez that I'm going to let him share because he's the one that brought it up. Sophie, you want to share that real quick?
Yeah, so it was tweeted by our guest, our former guest. I think so. But they were talking about – he was on a Zoom like us or a FaceTime. I can't remember. He was talking about, a manager I would want is Alex Cora and my bench coach, Carlos Beltran, which, as everybody knows, they both got fired or resigned from their positions because of the Astro cheating scandal. That's interesting to me. And it feels like we've had not only Vasquez say it, you've had Devers say it, you've had Bogarts. A lot of leaders on the team said that they would like Alex Cora. Even Ron Renicky said, yeah, I would like Cora to be back at some point. I think it's going to happen. I really do. I think it's whenever the World Series ends, I will say the minute after, breaking news, Alex Cora, Red Sox manager.
Powder?
Yeah, I agree. I think Cora's going to be back. I think it's basically 100%. Listen, Section 10, I do agree. Maybe the Red Sox might wait a couple days to be like, we're doing our due diligence. We're interviewing other candidates when they already have Cora locked up. They just don't want to seem like they ran straight back to him. But everybody, I think, that knows baseball at all knows that that the Red Sox want Cora back and Cora wants to be back, and it's the best thing for the Red Sox players and the Red Sox as a whole to have Cora back.
So I'm going to say this. Alex Cora should be back. We all want him back. Do I think he's going to come back? I'm going back and forth. There's something in me that just says that if Alex Cora is coming out of the woodworks on social media, like he's tweeting himself, he's responding back to guys like Chris Cotillo and Jared Carabas and, Red Sox personnel, like people that cover the Red Sox for a living or baseball for a living. And like Fiesta said, that Christian Vasquez tidbit, it all seems like it's connecting back to Alex Cora wanting to come back and manage this team. Because there is some talent still on this team. If you can just make the right pieces, get the right manager back at the helm, you might have a much better 2021 season than 2020. Because 2020 can't get much worse. It cannot get much worse than what we saw in 2020.
Oh, did you want to hear something to make you smile, Al? You want to hear something that will make you smile?
No, hold on. Now, will this actually make me smile, or is this in your brain? You think I'm going to smile, but really I'm going to be pissed. Smile. Okay, let's see it.
So,
or hear it.
the Yankees are going to cut payroll. And they're going to cut payroll. And to the point that Hubbs, a former guest of the show, says that they should trade Aaron Judge. So, yeah. So there's something, and Gary Sanchez. So the AL East is going to be very interesting. And I'll say this, I've heard things from people and viewed some things. The Red Sox are going to be one of the more busier teams this offseason. Maybe not with signings, but they're going to be in rumors and they're going to be making some moves, trades, potential signings, but they're going to be all over the map in a good way.
Well, look at what Heimblum did with Tampa. Tampa's in the World Series. This is basically his team because obviously he left before last year. And I like even Arozarena. I know Heim wasn't the one who made that trade because that was this past offseason when he was already with the Red Sox, I'm pretty sure. But still, he developed a system to find players who are kind of like a Belichick, who like people don't have a lot of confidence in. Arozarena, who won ALCS MVP, barely had any playing time with the Cardinals in 2019. The Rays traded their top pitching prospect to the Cardinals for Arozarena. He wasn't in the lineup for a majority of the season because he tested positive for COVID, so he needed to get clear of that. But once he got his opportunity, look what he's done, and that's what Heim implemented in Tampa. I can't see why he can't do that, getting little-known players, people who no one's really heard of, prospects, stuff like that, and transform them into studs like he did in Tampa.
But no, Powder, you're right. I think that it's going to be an interesting offseason. I think if they bring back Cora, that starts a good trend.
Yeah.
I will also say, yeah, this is Bloom's team that's in the World Series, and I think that is going to get interesting. But I think the number one thing they need to do is get pitching. So we'll see.
Well, Alex Cora watch officially on. Let's see what happens. Let's hope this World Series gets over quick. The quicker, the better. So that way we can find out who our manager is so we can stop talking about this. Not that I don't like talking about Alex Cora, but I just want to know, is he going to manage or is he not going to manage this team? So we'll see what happens. Boys, any final thoughts before we sign off for the night?
Dodgers in 6.
Rays in 7.
Dodgers in 6. And also I'll say this. Embrace whatever move the Patriots make, even if it's somebody that not necessarily is a need, but might be a need. I'll just say that.
Okay. Little teaser at the end of the show. Can't say I hate it. As always, again, everything on couchguysports.com, all the blogs, all the YouTube shows, all the podcasts, Twitch channel, everything else. We're continuously adding writers. The views are up. Everything's up right now. If you're not jumping on the bandwagon now, we don't want you when we take it to another level. Just put it that way. But if nothing else for episode 91, we got Powder. We got Fiesta. I'm your host, Al. Thank you for listening to episode 91. Make sure to rate and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for episode 92.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there he's frozen. Liam, you gotta save this. You gotta save it. Yeah, I just like how he's frozen. This is hilarious. Oh, there he is.
Oh, wow. Shocker.
Oh, blank screen now. Oh, you still there? We need to have Liam. We need to have a blooper. I'm just saying. We need to have
There we
I
go.
should put this at the end of the.
Yeah, some bloopers.
YouTube.
This is like
All right. So who made the last point and what was that?
we were talking crap about you, so it doesn't matter.
Well, that's not surprising.
I'm just kidding. No, we just wrapped up the point. I was agreeing with that.
All right, perfect. All right, so we'll just start from here. We'll tell Liam to edit that out, and then we can just close everything.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's do it. 3, 2, 1.